Hey, this is Justin. It is Monday morning, about 6:15 a.m. Just dropped my daughter off for a trip here, so walking through Central Park to get the morning started. So thinking about deliberate living. So I have been, for the last like 15 years, been doing some form of walking and talking, brainstorming, getting ideas rattling around inside the head, outside the head into a way that can become useful. Over the last year to a couple of months, have started making this a kind of integral part of my productivity journey and the work that I've been doing. So this is a live stream right now. I'm capturing the audio as well on the back end and doing this to create and to post and to share out some of my different ideas, but also to grab the transcript on the back end to do some processing of the transcript on the back end. And over the last week or so, I've been using Claude AI. I've been taking the transcripts, putting them into PDFs, and then getting summaries based on those with a lens on here's key goals, here's things that are important to me, here's what I value right now. So I can start to use some of these things. I can use some of these things later, and can start to integrate them with other pieces that we're starting to work on. Now, the typically what happens is there's some. I go through a basic morning routine when I do the recording. Starts off with just getting the audio started, just to get warmed up, and to share some different ideas. Like I was having some. Just doing a little bit of gratitude when I started first thing this morning. Now I'm doing this live stream. I'll do a check-in with my coach after this. Might do some live brainstorming after that. And I'll also do the health check-in a little bit later on this morning, once we get through a couple of these different pieces. So try to get as much of this stuff captured inside of inside of a transcript, so that we can really get a decent capturing of the day and start to surface some of the better insights. So the way I look at like the hierarchy of living, I guess you call it, for me is number one, like real life experiences. That's typically with people, peak types experiences. Also, stuff that's focusing on health and longevity. The other piece, social, is typically better, at least for me, as far as exercise and some of the peak life experiences. So like that's number one. Number two, as far as the creation goes, when we start working into the work phase, is how much stuff can we get done walking and talking, right? And that's usually with an iPhone or whatever phone that we use, but without a big screen. Or without looking at a screen. So it is more of a passive activity. So this would be kind of in that phase number three, which is using the phone, walking. That's a positive. There is walking and talking, but have to be into the screen, have to look in the screen, have to be present with the screen. So not necessarily paying attention as much to what's going on out there in the rest of the world. Number three is, I don't know if we're at number three yet. I think it's number four. Number four after that is stuff. Hey, I got to use the phone, but got to sit down, right? You got to sit down for a period of time to start to work through some of the stuff. Can't necessarily do the work walking. And then number five is sitting down with a laptop, and that's typical work starts looking like, either on the meetings, the traditional ways that meetings are done, or the or just sitting down and typing and doing and doing a little bit of work. So how do we start to move as much as possible into voice voice activated without having to actually use the screen? And I'm wondering when we're going to get to a place where we can where the screens become a little bit more peripheral. And I'm thinking like the augmented reality glasses, right, where we still have a chance to be present out there in the world, but we can also get the benefit of the benefit of our external knowledge, right, or the benefit of the other information that starts to come into us. And I was like looking at, like, yesterday we hit some traffic on the way home. So typically I've got the auto navigator on the car. I used Waze yesterday because what Waze allows for is tracking of, yeah, hey, you're going to be in traffic for about 9 minutes, or you mean traffic for 15 minutes. Like that's, the estimated time that we're going to be sitting inside of traffic. So that required a little bit of interaction with a screen, as opposed to kind of the native navigation that comes with the car. So that's what I've been working on, moving as much as possible into the walking and talking, because now that allows to spend more time and to invest more time walking, which is key. Yeah, we spend more time walking, and yeah. So when we spend more time walking. I don't know if to say about that. So we spend more time walking, spend more time talking outside of the screen. Now we can be present a little bit more out there in the world. So that's what I'll do for the greater portion, a lot of this work. And this is also why I'm a huge fan of podcasts, as opposed to videos, right? Podcasts allow us to consume while we're doing something else. And while we're doing something else can be exercise or walking or driving. So I get a lot of the knowledge from the podcast. And one of the things I'm working on right now is they call the podcast MBA, something I've been thinking about for 8 to 10 years. Like, how do you start taking the knowledge that comes out of the podcast, especially those that are more of the educational variety? How do you start taking the knowledge from the podcast and then putting them to use, right? Putting them to use later on. So that's another thing that we've been messing around with over the last couple of days to weeks. Yeah, another thing we've been messing around with there. Um, calling that the podcast MBA. And so, what else do I want to share out on that? So this is it. So we'll be going on for a walk for a little bit here. I'm going to keep this one like closer to the 7-minute mark this morning, just wanted to get the morning kicked off and ready to go. Love to get. Here's the thing that I'm thinking about. Post comments, stream info. Can you get the thing? Yep, the thing um, that's missing is going to be missing from these is live transcription, which is something that I want to get into the live stream. So that was it. I'm going to leave that one there for right now. Hope you're having a great Monday or whatever day you are listening to this. Have an amazing day.